Hello, Brother Leslie. The situation in Jos and Kaduna State lately has been terribly barbaric. Churches are now prime targets for Muslim radicals every Sunday. It's got to the point that we are literally scared of going to church on Sundays for service because we are not sure if our church will be next target for suicide bombers. Suicide bombing is very common now in Jos. We saw an audio message yesterday from the leader of the Boko Haram sect. The leader said Boko Haram has deployed 300 trained suicide bombers into Jos and Kaduna states respectively to do more horrible attacks before the end of June in just the next few days. Like never before in the history of Nigeria, the situation in the country is not getting any better. It gets worse by the day. I fear for the future of this country and cannot stop wondering if this is the same country that we are going to raise our children in. Yesterday, the president of Nigeria, Goodluck Jonathan, fired some service chiefs, and we're anticipating more this coming week. The sad part is that his national security advisor that he fired yesterday, he replaced him with a guy that is known for terrorism, that has been involved in coup d'etat in the past. So many Christians are presently displaced in Kaduna State as a result of the attack of last week, where a 24 hours curfew was declared. The extent of killings of Christians is so high, I cannot even give you the number of churches that have been destroyed. And more are still, being targets for destruction. There are so many, and several of these churches were attacked as worshippers were worshiping in church. So you can estimate the number of casualties every Sunday. People are in churches, your mind is not free and you're not sure what's going to happen the next minute. This is so pathetic, but that's the situation of the church in Nigeria. As I am sending you this message right now, I am still skeptical if my wife and I will be able to go to church tomorrow. Our church is strategically located by the roadside, and that scares me seriously because the suicide bombers can just drive into the church and detonate their explosives. We urge the church in America to rise up and hold up the church in Nigeria, and especially just in very serious prayers. We've had enough of this Islamic assault, and we need God to intervene in our situation dearly and urgently. The church in America also need to support the brethren back here who are suffering in pain and lack and becoming destitute in their own very country. Again, I ask the church in America to rise to the reality of evangelizing the United States and become active in mission, because the same thing we're experiencing in Nigeria is coming to your soil. But the only way you can avert this is to rise up and begin to evangelize like never before, is to begin to raise missionaries and support missionaries that will be involved, in reaching the nations for Christ. God bless you.